Welcome class. How many of you all are interested to write poem? You know what is the specialty of a poem? A poem is always a message that is given by the writer. Is it so? So today I am also dealing with a poem, an interesting poem that have some reflection about the background of the writer too. Do you know what is this image? What is this image? What is this image? This image shows the burning of the book, right? So, the poem today I am dealing is The Burning of the Books written by Bertolt Brecht. So, this is the poet, and Bertolt Brecht was a major, highly influential German poet, playwright, theatre director, songwriter. So, he's a German poet. About the overall idea about the author. Bertolt Brecht was one of the most influential German playwrights in 20th century. So he belongs to the 20th century poet. Brecht was born in Augsburg, Bavaria in 1898, and two world war that directly affected his life. So during his time period, two world war had happened. The poem was originally written in the German language but later translated into English by John Willett. So, this poem was originally written in German language and was translated by the John Willett. It describes the century-old conflict between the ruling class and artist community. So, basically, this poem focused to the meaning of two communities, that is, artist community and the ruling class. So about the author, he relocated from the German. He relocated to East Berlin and started a theater. As a director, he advocated the alienation effect. Do you know what is an alienation effect? The alienation effect means the effect in acting and approach intended to keep the audience emotionally uninvolved in the plights of the character. So the alienation effects means the audience is not involved in the emotions of the character. So here this writer also focused towards the alienation effect. Bertolt Brecht was died in 1956 and buried in Berlin. So next we will move towards the outline of the poem. Poem can be seen as Brecht's response to the Nazis' practice of burning books. So it is against to the Nazi ruling government. The Jewish authors were widely burned and banned during this period as way of cleansing the country. So the Nazi government was totally against to the Jewish writers, and there was a conflict that happens between the artists and this ruling class. The practice of burning books is seen in the perspective of a poet who is not being banned from writing and so wants to know why he is not included in that place. So as a writer, the Brecht is like arguing like why he was also banned from that group and why his work is not banned. So he is raising a question against the authority. So overall poem is a argument or is a questioning of the author towards the ruling class, that is Nazi government. So, poem. When the regime commanded the unlawful books to be burnt, teams of dull oxen hauled huge cartloads to the bonfires. Then a banished writer, one of the best scanning of the list of excommunicated texts, became enraged. He had been excluded. He rushed to his desk full of contemptuous wrath. To write fierce letters to the morons in powers. Burn me, he wrote with his blazing pen. Haven't I always reported the truth? Now here you are treating me like a liar? Burn me. So in the first part, when the regime commanded the unlawful books to be burned, the regime means the ruling class or ruling government. They had commanded that the unlawful book should be burned. The unlawful books means the books that return against towards the government. So this Nazi government or this ruling class is commanding that this harmful books that was written against to them have to be burned. teams of dull oxen hauled huge cartloads to the bonfire. So these books that was banned by the government was taken in a huge cartloads to burn. Then a banished writer, one of the best, scanning the list of the excommunicated texts. So here, one of the famous writer, that is the author in this poem, is checking the excommunicated text. And what happened is like became enraged, he had been excluded. So he was like in an anger because while he was searching the textbook, he didn't find his book is never banned. His book was never banned in that list. So already he was included in that group. Then also his book was not banned. So from that he was in an anger mood. He rushed to his deck full of contemptuous wrath to write fierce letters to the morons in power. So with an anger, he was moving towards the ruling class. He is calling this ruling class as a morons. Morons means foolish, because he was in that much anger, because his books was not found in that excommunicated group. So he is writing a letter towards the ruling class that burn me, he wrote with his blazing pen. So he is writing the letter towards the ruling class and mentioning that burn him also. Why he is excluded from that group? They have to burn him also. See, so he is arguing in an anger mode towards the ruling class. Haven't always reported the truth. Now here you are treating me like a liar. So this writer is telling, I also argued, or I also speak against to this government. Then why you excluded me from this group? So if you excluded me from this group, that means others think I am also a liar. So you should include my name also in this list. Like that, this author is arguing towards this ruling class that burn me, burn me. So this is an enragement of the author towards the ruling class. It can be termed in a two sense. That is, it also give a hint towards the censorship. That is a censorship that is practiced by the Nazi government or ruling class. So it is an awareness that is given by the author towards the reader also. And also it is a conflict that has happened between the ruling class and also the community, means artist community. So finally, the whole poem is focusing towards a main point, that is censorship, that is practiced or followed by the government against the people or writers. So that's all about this poem. So next we'll give you an assignment. Comment on the censorship as a weapon to government based on the poem by Brett. So that's all about this class. Thank you, class.